Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hopefully, I have a microphone connected today, so I'm hoping that maybe the video comes through a little bit louder. I didn't realize till yesterday how soft my voice came through on my videos, so I do apologize about that. And that being said, I have meditated on the cards, and I have called in our protection, and we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hanged Man is usually when you start to look at things from a new perspective. So this would be in the upright. But he's got his hands behind his back and he's caught in a net. And he's not in his environment, right? So I feel like this Hanged Man has been completely pushed into not only seeing things from a new perspective, but from a new world, if that makes sense. With it coming in the reverse, I feel like you have you've really changed, done a lot of growth, done a lot of healing, done a lot of work. So you are in a new environment now, right? You are no longer living in the world you once lived in, but you're stuck. You're stuck trying to live in that world, or live not in, how do I say this? Trying to live in a new world with an old attitude. So you can't approach things the same way we always did. Ooh, cards are flying out and it fell on the floor. Can't approach things the way that we always did. And we have to account for the fact that the world is different as well. These were the cards that flew out. There are things that have changed in the world, due to COVID. We've had lockdowns and people have changed career paths. I know I have. I'm actually thinking about going back to school and doing things that are more suited to what I want to do as opposed to what I have to do, right? So you have this new mindset and you have this new priority list, really, and you're healing and you've become less codependent. The world isn't going to accept that right away. It's just not. You're going to feel like a fish out of water. So be careful not to get sucked back in to the old way, right? I know everyone has felt like the world is shifting and something big is coming. I know at least I've felt that way. And what I think that is there's people that want to heal and want to move forward with love and unity, and there's people that don't. And we have free will, and all of this is a choice. We can't make people heal, and we can't make people choose to want to heal. So we can't always expect that everybody's going to want and do the things that we do, right? We have to accept that. And in our new situations, there's going to be people that just don't belong in the new world. At some point, we have to draw a line. There's people, thoughts, beliefs, ideas that we cannot take with us into the new world. We just can't. And I think that's what this Hanged Man in reverse is saying. We can't go back to repeating old patterns. Can't go back to repeating old cycles. We've cleared this karma. We have cleared this several times. Quit going back. I don't know what you're going back to, but quit going back. The card that fell, and did fall in the reverse, and I really wish it hadn't, is the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is community and celebration. This is teamwork. This is working towards a common goal. This is definitely something we all aspire to, right? It's coming in the reverse. So what I believe that's saying to us is, it's not going to be the way it's always been. Things are going to change. Goals are different now. The community you once had is probably not going to be the community that you will have in the future. These old karmic patterns that we've cleared, these old behaviors that we've changed, these old mindsets that we've changed. Dakota, stop. They've changed, and some people haven't, and that's okay. And there is no judgment, but find your people, right? Your community is going to change. Community has changed. It's not going to be maybe necessarily who you thought it was. Maybe it will be. Who knows? But as we change, as we talked about yesterday, every day we're a different person. Our world has to change as a result of that, right? Because our world literally is our perspective. So as we change and our perspective changes, our world changes. As our attitudes, beliefs, and ideas and priorities change, then so does that around us. And this is just saying, don't get stuck. Again, don't get stuck. Don't go back to things that don't serve you. Don't go back to ideas that you once had that are no longer. We talked yesterday about dropping all those limiting beliefs and how belief systems are given to us by the people around us. And we're starting to create our own belief systems now. We're starting to connect with God and decide what's right for us and what is meant to be for us, not what people or parents or teachers or authority figures have told us that we needed to be. Again, I ask you, do you remember who you were before the world told you who you had to be? And then we get the Hierophant. Now, we got her yesterday in reverse, but today we're getting her upright. So I do believe it's time to go back and study and make sure it's you that's writing your story. Make sure you're not just reading, but you're writing as well. You're co-creating. We create everything. Everything begins as an idea. And the idea that started, I don't know, computers say, right? It began, somebody somewhere had an idea that manifested into reality. When I say manifested, most people think, they like genie, they blink their eyes and things appear. That's not what I mean. What I mean is they have an idea, then they get passionate about it, and because they're so passionate about this idea, they don't take no for an answer, right? That's manifest. That is literally what it means. Again, we yesterday, we talked about the spiritual community using these words that can be grandiose. Manifest simply means to make it happen. Just do it, right? You've got the idea. Now take the action. Whatever idea that you have that you're working with, be it, a relationship, a business, whatever. Take the action. The time is now. Take the action. You have done the inner work. Find your people. Take the action. Spirit, what is the action that they need to take? Can you explain this Hierophant to me, please? What is the authority that needs to be followed? I feel like there's an authority piece of this that needs to be followed, and we got the Empress again. Guys, we are in it. Like, we're just in the thick of it. Empress energy is the birth of an idea. It's the creation, right? It's the spark that I was just talking about. It takes people. It takes the idea of two people to create this pregnancy, correct? And we're not going to go into that because, we're not all 12. We all know about the birds and the bees. But it takes two people to create. Actually, not two people. It takes two parts, right? An egg and a fertilizer. And then it takes time to nurture and grow that idea. And when it's ready to be born, it's so new, and it's so dependent, and it's so, I guess, hidden to the outside world, what really went into making that, right? Nobody knows because it's private. That's behind closed doors. I know I didn't run around with my, heart on my sleeve as far as, I have swollen ankles today, or I have this today, or, the hemorrhoids are bad today. Like, there's just things you just don't talk about. Like, you keep those things hidden, all the pains of pregnancy, and you don't brag about those, right? You brag about, I felt the baby kick, or blah, blah, blah. But you don't talk about the bad stuff, right? Because that's not the stuff that you want to share. I mean, a lot of it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. So nobody knows how much work went into that idea. Nobody but you and God, your co-creator. And it's getting ready to come to fruition. It's getting ready to be born. But you've got to write the story. You've got to take the action. Use your Empress energy. Empress energy is trusting your intuition. It's nurturing where you need to nurture and backing off when you need to back off. Those of us that have been in sort of stuck in a codependent karmic cycle for, I don't know, say 50 years, we keep doing the same things, right? We keep overwatering, over nurturing, over giving, over doing. We do too much, and we're not allowing growth, right? Because we're literally drowning those around us, at least for me. When I say us, I mean me. I don't know if this resonates with anybody else, but I keep getting shown the same lesson or idea or wound that needs to be healed in a new layer, right? Because it's all layers of an onion. And really, that's all an onion is, if you think about it. It's just layers. There is no actual onion inside all of the layers, right? The onion is the layers. So this work is never going to end, guys. It's just never going to end. We are an endless supply, if you will, of layers. And, each layer gets a new trigger, and then it's a new healing, and it's just a pattern, it's just a cycle, and it's just life. It's just life. Okay, I'm going to take these. That's a lot, and I'm not sure what we're saying here. We've got the Two of Wands in the reverse. So, again, this is the idea that's not being decided or taken action on, right? Take the action, make a decision. One way or the other, doesn't matter. You can always change your mind later, but make a decision. Do it. Just do it. To the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So again, threes, community, right? She's got her helpers, and she's delegating here. You're not delegating. You're not delegating. You need to delegate. You can't delegate until you have an idea, right? Once that idea has been born and you've used your Empress energy, you can make the decision, you can delegate the tasks at hand. We've got the Seven of Cups, the Magician, and the Sun, all in the reverse. So Seven of Cups, that's deciding, right? That's decisions to be made. That's magic energy. You got to make it happen. It can't just be in your head the whole time. If it's in your head the whole time with the Magician and you're not manifesting it, then your Seven of Cups is going to be in the reverse. Your cups are going to empty, but they're not going to fill back up, right? You have all these ideas, all these cups, all these decisions you've got that you planted and you nurtured, and any one of them will come to fruition, but none of them will if you don't pick one, right? You got to pick one, you got to manifest it. Otherwise, your happily ever after is stuck. Like, all of this is stuck based on the decision. You don't make the decision, and look, your entire future is stagnant. You're stuck right where you are. But if we turn these in the upright and we use them, the energies of these cards, the way that they were intended, and we actually make that decision, then we can delegate our tasks. We can get our community and we can create, we can take action on the idea. Everybody can nurture, and all the ideas that you've nurtured, you can then give your attention to and manifest and have a happy ever after. So it's all up to you guys. I mean, right here, if you get stuck here, this doesn't happen. If you want to get to this, you got to make the decision. So that's the advice I have for you today, guys. I'm going to leave this up because I know it's kind of a different reading for me today. I don't know. I'm trying out new styles. I'm going to start maybe asking more specific questions and getting more clarification and more specific advice. I know I focus on shadow work, so a lot of my readings are really about you and not so much about the tangible things around you. I'm going to try to tap in and see if I can't make things a little more specific to this world and less more of an action and less of an idea, if that makes sense. So we're going to work on that. At any rate, advice I have for you today for today's energy, per se, is just one. Love yourself and be happy. I mean, really, outside of that, what else? What else is there, right? What is the point of being here if we're not happy, guys? What is the point? I personally don't know. The other thing, I don't know who's going through what, but as I was preparing today, I've never seen this happen. My tower literally broke in half, and I believe that's fluorite, and my unicorn lost his leg. So I believe that there is some sort of message in there with that as far as things that we once loved, we once cherished. They're going to break, and know when to release them properly, I think is the message there, okay? All right, guys, I got to go. I got a vet appointment to take my dog to, and I will see you on the flip side. Love you.